about changes that occur over time. It is about finding out how things were in the past and how things have changed. ठीक है, तो हिस्ट्री क्या है? जो हमारा इतिहास है हमें बताता है कि पहले समय कैसा था और अब समय कैसा है. History is a continuous flow of events that cannot be divided into clear-cut or watertight compartments, but historians have divided it into ancient, medieval and modern. है ना? प्राचीन काल, मध्यकाल और आधुनिक काल. However, the duration of these periods is different in different parts of the world. The modern period began in Europe in the 16th century. तो मॉडर्न पीरियड कहाँ से शुरू हुआ? यूरोप से 16वीं सदी में. As a result of the Renaissance and Reformation movements in the 15th century, but in India the modern period began in the 18th century only. तो इंडिया में कब आया ये मॉडर्न पीरियड? 18वीं सदी में, 18th century. ठीक है. An overview of the modern period. After the death of Aurangzeb, जब औरंगजेब की मृत्यु हो गई, तो the Mughal Empire disintegrated into a number of autonomous states, and at the same time, the British were rising to power. अब क्या हुआ? जब मुगल शासक जो है, मुगल शासन का अंत हो गया ना, उसके बाद क्या हुआ? ब्रिटिश सरकार ने क्या कर दिया? अपनी पावर यहाँ पे दिखानी शुरू कर दी. In between, the Marathas were trying to emerge as the political heir of the Mughals, but they fell a victim to their ambitions and were subdued by the British. अब क्या हुआ? मराठाओं ने सोचा कि अब तो ये मुगल शासक का अंत हो गया, मराठाओं ने जो है चीजें सही करनी चाहिए, अपना जो है रूल रेगुलेशन चलाने चाहिए, लेकिन ओवर पावर कर लिया इंडिया को किसने? ब्रिटिश सरकार ने. The 18th century was a period of great political. जो 18वीं सदी है ना, उसमें जो है बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से राजनीति आई और इकोनॉमिक्स stagnation in the country. The English and the French were arch rivals in trade as well as in politics. ठीक है ना? तो English और French arch rivals in trade as well as in politics. राजनीति में. ठीक है. The three Carnatic Wars deserves in favor of the English, who completely routed the French. Between 1757 and 1857, the English stamped their authority over Bengal and Awadh, subjugated the Marathas and the Sikhs, and conquered Burma and Sindh. So the British rule in India had great social. तो जो ब्रिटिश शासन था वो भारत में क्या लाया? एक सोशल, इकोनॉमिक एंड कल्चरल इम्पैक्ट्स. तो हमारी जो संस्कृति पे है ना, हमारी आर्थिक व्यवस्था पे और हमारे समाज पे इसका बहुत गहरा असर पड़ा. It led to various social, religious reforms and cultural regeneration. The spread of English education introduced the Indians to Western science, philosophy, literature, and thought, and gave rise to the high ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity in them. The spirit of nationalism pervading the entire world aroused the Indians also. At the same time, exploitation and discrimination created utmost dissatisfaction among all the sections of society. The revolt of 1857 almost shook the foundations of the British Empire in India. The company's rule came to an end. The political power was transferred to the crown in 1858. The struggle for national independence began in 1905. The period between 1919 and 1934 is known as the Gandhiana era of mass movement. गांधी जी led the non-violent national movement against the British rule. क्या लाए फिर वो अपना non-violent, अहिंसा का, है ना? उन्होंने अहिंसा की पोथी बांटनी शुरू कर दी उस ब्रिटिश सरकार के सामने, लेकिन वो सुनने वाले थे. Some revolutionaries also made significant contribution to their freedom struggle. तो बहुत से जो हमारे स्वतंत्रता सेनानी हैं उनका योगदान रहा. ठीक है, हमारे देश को आजाद कराने में किससे? ब्रिटिश सरकार से. ओके, सो after independence 1947, Indians began the task of national reconstruction and rebuilding of the national economy. अब सबसे बड़ी चुनौती क्या थी हम भारतीयों के सामने? जब अंग्रेज सरकार से आजाद हुए तो सबसे बड़ी चुनौती क्या थी कि देश को कैसे रिकंस्ट्रक्ट करना है और कैसे इसको एक अच्छा राष्ट्र बनाना है और इसकी अर्थव्यवस्था कैसे सुधारनी है. इंडिया became a sovereign democratic people on 26 January 1950. Integration of states into the Indian Union was ensured by Sardar Patel. A recognition of states was done in various phases to fulfill regional aspiration. Since independence, India has treated on the path of peace and progress. Today, India is a fast developing country with a sound economy. ठीक है? The changing nomenclature of the subcontinent and its region. The Indian subcontinent, comprising the modern countries of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, formed the British Indian Empire until partition 1947. Myanmar, known as Burma, and Sri Lanka, known as Ceylon, were a part of the British Empire in Asia until 1937. The India Independence Act 1947 partitioned India into two parts: the province of Baluchistan, Sindh, and NW frontier provinces went to Pakistan, while Punjab and Bengal were divided between the two dominants of India and Pakistan. The Muslim majority areas of these provinces were given to Pakistan. Sir Radcliffe drew the boundary lines, the two parts of Pakistan, West Pakistan और East Pakistan. East क्या बना दी थी उसने? बाउंड्री लाइन बना दी थी, lay on two sides of India. Later in 1971, East Pakistan separated and emerged as an independent nation of Bangladesh. और वो पाकिस्तान हमें आज तक दुख दे रहा है. Major developments during the 18th century. तो जो विकास हुआ था 18th century में, क्या बहुत मेजर विकास था. The 18th century is regarded as the darkest period in Indian history. जो 18th century था वो सबसे डार्केस्ट समय था भारतीय इतिहास में. औरंगजेब demise in 1707 marked the end of the reign of the great Mughals. There were several spontaneous revolts of the Rajputs, Jats, Bundels, Satnamis, and the Sikhs. The rise of the Marathas in the Deccan shook the foundation of the Mughal Empire during the reign of Aurangzeb himself. The invasion of Nadir Shah 1739 disintegrated the Mughal power. Ahmad Shah Adali's invasions 1748-1757 and the Third Battle of Panipat 1761 proved disastrous for the Marathas and weakened the Mughals further. It gave a chance to the English East India Company to tighten its hold on Bengal and pave the way for establishing the British power in India. Taking advantage of the weakness of the Mughal Empire, Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad, Rohilkhand, Mysore, Rajputana, etc. became autonomous. The three Carnatic Wars 1744-1763 proved decisive for the English. The political instability in India gave rise to rivalries among European trading powers attempting to gain hold over the country. It adversely affected India, agriculture, handicraft, and trade. Forms of art also suffered a lot. The English took the Indian trade into their hands. They ruthlessly exploited the Indians and utterly ruined the artisans and craftsmen. Sources of history. The source materials for the study of the modern period are categorized as primary and secondary. ठीक है, तो प्राइमरी क्या है? The primary sources of comprise original documents and literary evidences. प्राइमरी सोर्स क्या है? जो एविडेंस है, जो लिखित रूप में प्रस्तुत है. Archaeological remains, audio cassettes, film, video tapes of incidents and interviews of important personalities, etc. are also the primary sources of modern history. है ना? अब स्टेट एंड नेशनल आर्चीव्स प्रिजर्व दीज सोर्सेज. और सेकेंडरी सोर्स क्या है? द सेकेंडरी सोर्सेज कंप्राइज ऑफ द वर्क्स ऑफ ग्रेट हिस्टोरियंस एंड स्कॉलर्स, आर्टिकल्स, रिवाइव्स, बुक्स एंड न्यूज़पेपर्स. ये सेकेंडरी है. ठीक है. सच बुक्स एंड रिटन रिकॉर्ड्स आर अवेलेबल इन वेरियस लाइब्रेरीज. जो ये चीजें अभी भी लाइब्रेरीज में, म्यूजियम में मौजूद हैं.